Hello, 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 and how are you? It's another beautiful day, isn't it? I always say that any day we wake up hale and hearty is a day to give praise for because we've been given yet another opportunity to right our wrongs and set things right. I'm cheery today, I'm happy. How many of us heard the terrible story of the young girl from Unijos who went out on a date with her boyfriend and never came back? I'm sure we all did. It was a story that left people unhappy, but not necessarily shocked. The lady in question was said to be a student of the University of Jos, and she's been identified as Jennifer Anthony. She was found not alive in a hotel room with her eyes plucked out and vital organs removed after she was last seen with her boyfriend in a car. That was, of course, she did that innocently. She did that innocently. She was just having a good time. And she's such a beautiful girl. She was, just flexing, so to speak, So she did a video of herself and the young man driving. And you know what I found really unnerving about that video? Is how innocent and pleasant that fellow looked. Grinning from ear to ear. He looked like the kind of person I'd, happily hand my daughter over to. He doesn't look like he has an evil bone anywhere in his body. Why am I going on and on about this? Well, he's been arrested. Much kudos to Nigeria police. You see, the thing with our police is that when they get the right support and everything, they do their job well. This fellow has been arrested. I had a fear that, after whatever it was happened, nobody could reach him on the phone. The deed was done in a hotel. He checked out, never gave anybody any feedback about her whereabouts or anything. So it is evident that he was the last person she was with. I know enough about crime and investigation to know that you really don't want to be in that position. You don't want to be the last person somebody who is found not alive was with. You don't want to be that person. But the fellow is, I'll read this I'm taking it from Gistmania. His name is Moses Okoh. He's the boyfriend and prime suspect linked to the death of Jennifer. And he has reportedly been arrested. A Twitter user identified by his handle as Rolex7Michael shared the news some days back and also took to the microblogging platform in the early hours of 12th of January to notify the public of his apprehension. That is the apprehension of Moses, the boyfriend of Jennifer Anthony. According to him, the parents of the suspect cut his hair and put him in a psychiatric hospital in order to make his identity obscure. Jennifer Anthony, the victim, was found not alive in a hotel room with her eyes plucked out and vital organs removed after she was last seen with this Moses. Yep, and there you have a picture of him. That is the face. That is the face. Yeah, that's him. Now, we don't have much more than that because, it just came from somebody's tweet. And the picture looks current. The picture looks current. It's his face. He's wearing black. He's sitting in a black settee. He's leaning over and all of this. But I'm filled with joy that he has been apprehended. May the law take its course. May justice be served. Because it is evident that this kind of person is a young man. He looks he doesn't look a day older than 21. But, some of us, especially when you're dark skinned, sometimes your looks don't reflect your age. So I'd stretch it, I'd say between 21 to 25. And already he has gone so deep into black magic that he has the nerve, he has the gall to put himself in a situation where he can bring human parts. And he's not the only person. Christmas of 2019, there was yet another very terrible story. In this case, I've made mention of it in one of my videos. In this case, the young man lured his girlfriend, also in December. He had already finalized arrangements with a prophet somewhere, probably through his mother, because when he lured his girlfriend, it was him, his mother, that took this young lady to the prophet, where she was subsequently, sent to the great beyond, after which certain parts of her body were removed, cooked, and eaten in a sacrifice meant to bring money. And I bet there are hundreds of these stories out there. By the way, it will interest you to know that that particular young man was also apprehended with his mother, and of course that's the reason why the story, I'm able to tell the story as much as I was able to. So it's baffling. Parents are also involved in this. Parents are involved in this. In this case, the young man's mother. I have done a video. My last video was on bad mothers. You see, one of the worst things that can happen to a nation is to have a crop of bad mothers. Nowhere has it been rendered more significant than in Nigeria. There's a maxim that says, the hand that rocks the cradle rules the world. Mothers have such a huge role to play. Fathers do too. But in most traditional homes, till date, much as gender roles are changing and expanding and so on and so forth, till date, mothers, even when they're stepmothers, are in charge of the home front. The home front includes everything domestic, including any hired help, the kids, food, the kitchen, taking care of the house, making sure everything is clean, attending to people's health needs, emotional needs. If there's need to attend to anything in school, that's the role of the wife, and so on and so forth. So whether you're a mother or a stepmother, it really makes no difference. As long as you have youngsters growing in your care in any capacity, you're a mother. If we go by the African tenets or by Nigerian tenets of how these things are done, you are a mother. And it is your duty to mold and shape. And a small fraction of mothers are molding and shaping their children in the wrong way. I stumbled upon a story some years back. I hadn't started, vlogging at the time. I didn't know I'd want to make reference to it someday. But I was appalled to read that the police were complaining that in some places, in some states, mothers had formed themselves into support groups for their children who were usually sons, for their sons who were scam artists. And what these support groups do is they're responsible for putting money together, getting resources together, and bailing these young men out whenever, they're apprehended. And many of these mothers know exactly what their sons are doing. It's not like, oh, they're just concerned because, no, they know. A large number of them know. And are okay with it. Gone are the days of the old school mother. If you've watched Scarface, or let me use the more commonly used, Tony Montana. I mean, Tony Montana is as popular as Sound of Music and Maria. You see the way his mother reacted in that movie when he came home with looking all dandied up and with so much money to throw around and using that money to bamboozle his younger sister. And his mother threw him out of the house. She threw him out of the house. She said, "How did you earn this money? I know. Who did you kill? Who did you steal from? And she threw him out of the house. Do we still have many of such mothers? Fathers, what role are you playing? There's no rule that says that you cannot assist, you cannot help your wife in molding the characters of yours, particularly your sons. Because they are the ones more likely to get into violent crime. As parents, we're lacking, there's something we're doing wrong. We've lost our value system in the country. Young girls are not completely left out. The other day, again, I think this was last year, sometime before I started vlogging, I came upon a story about, there are young girls out there, very young girls out there who are doing rituals that involve taking a naked bath in cemeteries so that they can lure rich men, to spend money on them. Here in Nigeria. It was in the papers, it had been investigated. Parents, we need to be a little more mindful of what's going on. And young ladies, listen. I know it's a generational thing. And for some reason in Nigeria right now, we are so materialistic that nothing else seems to matter. But one thing I can tell you is this. If you run around compromising your reproductive health because of money, sometimes it's not even because you need the money. You just want to shine. You want to carry the latest iPhone. You want to wear gold that your mother cannot afford and things like that. You are getting involved in the occult, things that you do not understand, spiritually, because you want somebody's husband to give you money. Newsflash, quite a number of these men that are really wealthy and powerful and have all that money, they have spiritual protection. Your small juju bathing in the cemetery and all of these things will not affect them. When they're done with whatever it is they want to do with you, if you're not careful, you're the one that will end up in that cemetery after they've plucked out everything that they want to pluck out. Be careful. We live in very dangerous times. Physically, spiritually. They say a word is enough for the wise. So Moses, Okoh, has been caught. So will so many others of his ilk. They will get caught. And will receive justice in due course. God keeping me alive, I should be able to give you updates on what's going on with all of these stories as the months go by. Have a lovely day.